But we got to move on to this next one, Janae. And I know this one hurt, Janae. I know it hurt. And look, there was parts of this game where I was like, wait a minute, it's 21-14. Can Green Bay win this thing? But they played San Francisco, Janae. And you know, CMC had to get it done towards the end. And
it's crazy because Brock Purdy sucked. He sucked so bad during the game. Oh my God. You guys, I know it was a rainy game, but geez, the overthrows, the just looking absolutely horrible. I think that Jordan Love did everything that you could possibly do into the end. I mean, we wouldn't even be in the hustle of him trying to get that last minute touchdown if it wasn't for the kicker. Carlson, missed the kick. They went all the way down the field, got him a good position. I think it was a 40-something yarder, missed it, in the rain. But what can you do? San Francisco, when you needed Purdy to show up at the very end of the game, he showed up. He gave you the very last drive to make it happen, and they scored. I mean, it just sucks that it went down like that because I feel like Green Bay outplayed San Francisco. I mean, even the defense.
No, exactly.
And defense.
I mean, you can't explain it because we all know about the weapons, and we also know that Debo did get hurt, and hopefully he'll be ready for this next coming week. But we know about all the weapons and everything that they have. You know what I mean? And the fact that defense, that young defense from Green Bay, was able to hold them like they did all throughout the season. I mean, like, come on now. Like, we got to give these guys credit. But to your point, Jordan Love, I understand those 2 interceptions, and it stunk. But that, I don't think, was indicative of this game. Like, he was doing exactly what he did, but against Dallas, he was able to move the ball down the field. Jones had another 100-yard game. I mean, everything, if you look at the stats, all indications were that the Packers won the game. But like you said, you can't give San Francisco another chance.
No.
That missed field goal was huge.
No. And I think it was also on Shanahan. I think Shanahan came in with a bad game plan because it was raining. I think that they should have just pounded with McCaffrey, just keep pounding it. But they didn't. They actually kept throwing the ball. And as you saw, it just did not look like good offense at all. Like, it just wasn't clicking. Purdy was not doing his thing. But when he needed to show up, he did. And I'm not going to just blame it all on Purdy. Ayuk, all of them. It just wasn't, the offensive side of the ball was not churning the way you thought it would. The drops, the clear drops. San Francisco gave Green Bay the ball twice.
Right.
So then you got Green Bay where you wait to the very end of the game to just let it all unfold. It just sucks that it had to go down like that. Sound like Debo is 50-50 for the Sunday game. They're going to need him. They're going to need him because they struggled to get that one. They struggled. And I can only imagine Detroit coming in there, looking at what Green Bay was able to do. They could take it to them easily. Easily. Yeah. If they're going to play the game that they just played, they could take it to them. And it is going to be in San Francisco. And it may be another rainy game.
And that's the thing. They know that weather, like they know how to deal with that. But in the same time, part of me wishes that Green Bay definitely would have won. So that we could have seen that NFC, North battle, Packers, Lions in Detroit, their first home championship game, all these different things. But, it went the way it went. But like you said, man, San Francisco, they are built head to toe. 100%. But somehow they didn't look the same as Baltimore built head to toe. You know what I mean? Baltimore just looks far and away better. San Francisco, in my opinion, is kind of limping, no pun intended, with Debo and everything, but they're kind of limping into this spot in the championship. So if they don't have Debo, it could be an issue for them for sure.
Oh, yeah. If it definitely came down to it, Chiefs and Lions in the Super Bowl. Wow. Ooh. Man, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. I just don't think, Sean, I know that we talked about the slump in taking time off. And we do realize that Purdy technically was 3 weeks off. He did not play the last game of the season. Then they had their bye week. Then it was a week until they played that game. And it looked like it was a lot of rust. But I don't want Lions fans to sleep on that and think that it's just going to be a cakewalk in this championship.
Yep.
Because I think that now that they do have time and it is a 50-50 chance that Debo comes back, I think with good weather, they are San Francisco. They play good against others. I'm not saying they play good against the Ravens, but we are talking about who they do play good against, and that's everybody else. Yep. So we're going to see. That's going to be an interesting game. When me and Sean will talk about it later, but shout out to Green Bay. You should be so proud of yourself. There's nothing about, you should be sad that you had the game in the bag, but there's nothing about what you guys have done this season that you shouldn't be proud of. We now know Jordan Love is a solidified number one quarterback for Green Bay, and that they have a team. They have young players that they are not dishing out no money even next year to make it work. So I think it's a great situation to be in for Green Bay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And hey, they deserve to be in this position. And look, from a guy that hasn't had a stable quarterback since Kirk Cousins, you got to envy the Green Bay Packers. I mean, literally, you go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, if any drop off, probably improvement, and then you go from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. And look, I don't know if you've seen it, but they showed the stats from the first year Aaron Rodgers had and the first year Jordan Love had. Jordan Love has better numbers with far less talent. So
way better.
Yeah. So I don't. At the end of the day, you got to give Jordan Love his due. You have to give him his respect, and I'm here for all of it. I want to see what he can do in this coming year.
100%. But like you said, Christian McCaffrey, he played his heart was on the line. They wouldn't have won that game without Christian McCaffrey. Let's think about it. Brock Purdy only had one touchdown. McCaffrey ran for 2. They needed McCaffrey to win that game, and they did it. I can't be mad at it. They did it. They did win. That's what you want. You want to be able to get to the next game, but they better not sleep on the Lions, man. Blame my inner DJ. First thing I thought was the Lions sleeps tonight, but I think these particular Lions are ready for San Fran. I do too. Mm-hmm. I just don't want them to go in with a game plan of they're going to play as bad as they did against Green Bay. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to come in. And I don't think they're going into the locker room happy with what they did. So I think they're going to come in more hungry than what they were. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Detroit going to have to work for this one, and I'm pulling for them.
Oh yeah. And at the end of the day, as soon as the game ended, they can then prepare for Detroit. They don't have to go anywhere. They can sit right in their own home, in their own facility, and prepare as to where Detroit now has to travel halfway across the country. We're going to see what happens. But we'll talk about that for sure. We'll get into that.